Sometimes you might be asked to add functions together. In this video, we'll look at this from an algebraic and a graphical viewpoint. The functions that are given are linear. They are in slope-intercept form. F of x equals 3x plus 4 is a line that passes through the y-axis at 4 with a slope of 3. G of x has a y-intercept of -3 and a slope of 2. To add the functions together, we'll often see this notation. But what that really means is we're simply adding the two functions together. We can line them up vertically and combine like terms. We'll add our linear terms, so to get 5x, and then our constant terms. So f plus g of x will equal 5x plus 1. Now to verify this, we can graph these functions using Desmos. I could type in g of x equals 2x minus 3, and I would get something that looks like this. I'll type in f of x equals 3x plus 4. And then on a new line in Desmos, I could type in f of x plus g of x, and I would get the function that looks like this black line. So we'll notice that the sum of two linear functions will be linear. Now, if I wanted to find f plus g at a specific input value, for instance, f plus g of -1, I could look at my graph, go along the x-axis until I get to -1, and then go down until I hit the black line, the f plus g of x. I notice that it passes through this function at -4. So my graph tells me that f plus g of -1 equals -4. In other words, the function passes through the point -1, -4. I could have also substituted the value of -1 into my previous expression for f plus g of x. I would have had 5 times -1 plus 1, which will also equal -4. But it's important to note that we don't always have access to graph paper. It's not always convenient to graph functions, so we need to be confident to find the sum of functions at specific input values. Now we can do that by simply finding f of -1 and g of -1. Substitute -1 in place of x in each function. And then we just have this numerical expression, this computation that we want to simplify. So we get -3 plus 4 and -2 minus 3. Again, simplifying this, we get a result of f plus g of -1 equals -4.